Hello, 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 hello. What's going on, everybody? Welcome now, Stock Trades. How's everybody doing today? What's going on, everybody? Hello, hello, hello. All right. So let's see. Do we have a good microphone here? Can people hear us? Can people hear us? All right. So how you doing, Sitter Chops? What's going on? Moving to 5 next week. We're at the end of the bullish. Was it okay? All right. I see. 747 is brewing around the corner with all this new institutions jumping in. Absolutely. So before we step on into our analysis, I wanted to do a couple things here. Okay, guys. First off, hope you had a wonderful weekend. I've been dealing with headaches. I guess some residual after the food poisoning incident. I guess it's still, I'm still sick, but I'm better. I'm better. What's going on, Sean? How you doing? How you doing? What's going on? All right. Good. Thanks for letting me know. All right. So if you didn't recall, last week we had a hot inflation print. The market took it in like a champ, but we had a break up in regards to the treasury yield. So I expect this to kind of rally for a little bit, but ultimately go back to the downward channel. So potentially the next couple days could be a little choppy. We'll see. Could go down fast, but the big thing is we had a technical breakout. So institutional market behavior has made a clear stance, right? It cannot remain hidden for a long time. What I'm talking about is let's open up here. This here. What I'm talking about is this technical breakout, right? Let's go ahead and remove the banner here so we can focus. So the first dip was DeepSeek, right? Then we had the tariff dip. Then we had the CPI, and then now we had a technical breakout, and this is huge. So now I think we're going to get some consolidation. You know how it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, and then ultimately we're about to basically go and move up the next leg. Okay, this is pretty huge. It means that the bull market's going to come back in terms of making new highs, right? Ultimately, you see that we're battling this lower support right here for Clover. So I expect it to essentially, complete the flagpole, or the flag, and then go into an ascending triangle like it did down here, right? And then it exploded. I assume this is going to happen. So we're going to definitely get there. One thing I would like to share, let me just remove the screen here. Let me present the audio screen. If I can share the audio screen here. This is a commercial that Clover Health, somebody posted. Shout out to Mike Jones. Mike Jones. Shout out to you, Mike Jones, right? So shout out to this gentleman there. And I like it. Well, that's my post. I think I like my own post. It's fine. And then we'll go ahead and watch it. So this is a Clover commercial in New Jersey.
Right here in Jersey, for Jersey people, we know you want your Medicare plan to give you choices and save you money. From the looks of it, we're making New Jersey, right here in Jersey, for Jersey people, we know you want your Medicare plan to give you choices and save you money.
I don't know, man. This guy looks a little too happy. I think he owns a few Clover shares, don't you think? This guy's too happy. He's too happy, man. This guy's really happy. Right? So I like it.
From the looks of it, we're making
right, Clover Health in Jersey for Jersey, right? So so there's that. Let's go ahead and now just put the normal share screen. Okay. So we talked about that now. Let's go ahead and oh wait, no, done with that. All right, so sector performance, go ahead and restart this, reload it. Healthcare didn't do so well on Friday, but ultimately I think we did pretty damn well, I would say, right? Oh no, we went down. Obviously because healthcare was low, but we're setting ourselves up for a potential rally, I would say. We're consolidating. I would rather consolidate around this region. And personally, I would rather us drop down to 4 so I can do another deadly cash secured put, right? Because you guys know in our options analysis, I have an upcoming contract expiring. And we're doing pretty damn good on that contract. We're doing pretty damn good on that FU money side. USA, right? We're doing pretty good, right? So there's that. year to date, we're up 42%. So that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do now is, if you haven't, so let me go up. Let me go up. Let me go up. So this is the Al Stock Trades educational division. We have different divisions. We have a research division, educational division, right? And this is our new and advanced institutional holding analysis. This is a 22-page document that has a bunch of data. We're going to go over it, which is a lot, but it's first for Palantir, but we're going to relate it to Humana. Okay, so we can kind of figure out what's going on to Humana. Okay, and then we could do Clover as well, right? But the first things first is, this is the quantum chart. So let's this is part of the advanced All Stock Trades terminal, right? Yeah, people that have lifetime access get full access to this. One-time payment, lifetime access, right? So instead of having a recurring monthly subscription, you have all the data you need, right? And you have an educational platform that'll take you from zero to hero, right? So you can start to see, the terminal, right? Here's the analyst price targets for Humana. We got 247, 251. You can see here in the pink here, 256. And then high is 274. Now, interestingly, we'll go ahead and just remove that for a second. We'll press this new button here. This is called institutional ownership, and it gives you a series of graphs, right? It gives you a series of graphs where you can analyze. And if you can't see it, I added some functionality. Okay, all you have to do is click this button. Now you click this button, and it gives you this whole complete big graph. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I spoke to my dogs. Seems as United Healthcare's lawyers outside, watching my every move and how I speak. They hired a lawyer that you can't talk bad about them. So I think they were outside checking up on us. Right, we have to be very careful how we talk about United Healthcare. Okay, just kidding. All right, so but that is true though. They did hire a lawyer though. If you guys don't know, right? So you go, yeah, crazy, huh? Crazy. Okay, so okay, so yeah, you see here, so essentially you click on this, and then you're able to zoom in on it, and it's an interactive chart, right? And then you click this to get back to the mainframe. You click exit to get back to the mainframe here, where you can do your analysis. So this is, as you can see, a very intuitive platform now, Apple-like, very nice, all part of the All Stock Trades platform. And just so to see what I've been working on, I've killed myself, right? I made this dynamic. So you see, like, how this is, has 125 million, right? It used to have a bunch of zeros. It was ugly. I don't like it, right? So it's senses. So if you put like for example, like Apple, and you go to institutional ownership, if it's $1 trillion company, it'll tell you by T, meaning trillion, right? So it's such a freaking sexy, guys. Oh my god, right? This took me a lot, because not only am I a software developer on the side and also soon to be doctor on the side, I also am an end product user as well, and I know exactly how it should look like, because I know how it should function. So it's nice, because software engineers, they build things, but sometimes they don't really have the end user in mind. Usually, you need like a managerial person to kind of, I do it all. So you can see it here, from the work we've done. So that's why it looks pretty damn good, and it's the best in the market, right? So now let's go ahead, and because there's a lot of these graphs, and these graphs kind of don't make sense unless you read this document, right? So title of the document, institutional ownership analysis, how to read, interpret. So we're going to do two companies for the price of one. Here's Palantir. So this is called Investor Holdings, okay? So we're going to go ahead and click on Humana's Investors Holdings, right? So now you're looking at Humana's Investors Holdings, and look at Palantir's Investors Holding. Let's kind of zoom in a little bit so we can kind of see. So what does the graph represent? The graph tracks the number of institutional investors holding Palantir stock over time. The blue line represents the total number of investors in each quarter. The red dotted line is the 5-period simple moving average, which essentially smooths out functionality, where you can do a stage analysis, right, to figure out if there's an uptrend or downtrend. So you could see back in Q2 of 2023, we got an uptrend, a positive uptrend for Palantir, right? So Q2 of 2023, let me know. What is that, guys? What is that like? What's Q2 like? Was that May, June, guys, right? May, June of for Palantir of 2023. So we could go ahead and kind of figure out this May June. Let's look at May June 2023. So you could see here April everything was down, and all of a sudden May June you start to see a jump, right? Because we got a positive breakout because institutions went up, like, institutions started doubling down, and all of a sudden institutions continued going up, right? So this basically tracks and tells you how many investors are institutional investors are in Clover, right? So how to interpret it? An upward trend means more institutional investors are buying and holding the stock. A downward trend is a signal that investors are reducing their holdings, which could imply a lack of confidence. So there's that. So now let's look at Humana. So Humana back in Q4 had around 1,200 investors. It's been dropping every quarter. Institutions have been kind of selling, and then for some reason, it's just dropped really low here. Now, obviously, this is Q4 2024. I'm going to say this again, and someone's going to talk to me and ask me this question. I'm going to say this 3 times. Okay, we're currently in Q4 2024 right now. Institutions are still reporting their reporting schemes, right? I would wait a couple days, maybe a week, because we have some laggers maybe, and this obviously is set to change. Maybe they've already uploaded, and maybe this is the real number. If that's the case, holy freaking crap, did institutions sell, right? But I'm still erring on the side of caution because this is Q4 2024, and we're technically still in Q4 earnings season for reporting. And I think institutions are slowly trickling on in, and you guys see them, right? So I think we still have to wait, because maybe there's some older institutions that maybe haven't submitted that they still own they still own Humana, right? But based off of this, there is a clear, obviously Q3 is finished. So they went from, 1,200 to at least, as I know, 1,000, right? So that's a lot, right? So obviously this is a downtrend. Here's the 5-day. So I'm going to put here's the 5-day period SMA. Obviously, I need to fix this. Again, I created this. This shouldn't say shares. The numbers are fine. It's just these are holdings. So I need to fix this. It's easy fix. I'm just gonna take a screenshot. And I'm just going to just put it in my notes, because again, this is why, I'm surprised I didn't catch that, but this is why we do the lives. And I'm able to showcase the product, and then I can fix it in real time. So this will be fixed by tomorrow. Easy fix, no worries. But the numbers, the graph is the same. It's just I'm OCD. Why is that? No, right? This should not be there. Okay. But you can see, though, we have a clear downtrend here. Okay. In fact, so we'll talk more about this, but these are institutions leaving. Like, they don't even hold any more shares. They've left. Now for Palantir, you can see where institutions started buying, right? Obviously, there's a slight dip. Maybe they're reducing their positions because Palantir freaking went to the moon. But again, like I told you, Q4, we're still waiting for all the institutions to report, right? This update's in real time, okay? All right. Again, it's all part of the Stock Trades platform, right? All right. So now let's look at investor holdings change. This is the delta, right? So this graph shows you the quarterly change in the number of institutional investors. It measures the difference between new and exited investors each quarter. So it's nice because it shows you the change in, if it's above the red line, it's an uptrend, below is downtrend. So a positive value means more investors have entered than exited. A negative value means more investors have left than entered. So ultimately, this is pretty damn good because, it shows you, but obviously, there's been a lot of investors leaving Palantir, about 200 around that. So, I don't know. They still maybe need to update, but at least the ones that have updated, we have seen that they removed 200 of it was removed. This is obviously a clear change. Now, obviously, this still needs to be updated, right? And I say this here. Note, Q4 data is still being collected. So investors should wait for the SEC submissions before analyzing results. So again, I say this multiple times, right? So now let's go ahead. Aren't you curious to see what the investor holding changes for Humana is? Yeah, let's do it. So here's the investor holding change here. All you got to do is click on this. You can see it. So you can see investors have their holdings changed: negative 118, negative 56, negative 33, and here this is negative 346. So a lot. I mean, people, institutions are selling. This is not retail investors, guys. These are institutions. Now, how do we track institutions? There's a rule set by Congress that state that institutions that have over $100 million, when they like buy or sell a stock, they have to report what they buy and what they sell. And unfortunately, a lot of retail investors don't know how to access this information. And if they, let's say, do, for example, access it, like I'll give you an example, right? You go on Twitter X, right? You go on X, formerly called Twitter, right? You go on X, right? And we'll go in and you see X, right? And you see a lot of people posts about institutions for Clover Health, right? They're like, oh, I bought, JP Morgan Chase bought this, or people, let's say in SoFi world, they post like JP Morgan sold this. And so they're looking at it. They're looking at the institutions from a singular modular view, meaning that they only look at one institution per unit of time. They don't have the bandwidth nor the capacity to look at it over 14 quarters. So this is like 14. We're looking at it since 2021 here, right? We're looking at an ultimate trend here, okay? And unfortunately, retail investors don't have that power, because the way the SEC is reported, it's reported in such a way that it would take you maybe 30 minutes to maybe 4 or 5 hours to get all that data, maybe even more, probably a week or two. But yet our system does it automatically, right? And this is, again, the power of, because here's the thing. You get the institutional analysis, which is this. You do your price target analysis. You see how we have multiple levels of analysis. Then you do your sentiment analysis. So, you go down here and you look at the sentiment here and you're like, okay, well, what's going on with sentiment for Humana? And you can see, look at all that negative sentiment for Humana. See how it's all negative there? See how it's all freaking bearish? You can see the average net score is bearish. You can see it here, right? Like I can zoom in here so you can see. See how it's bearish, right? You can run your machine learning analysis for Humana. You could see, it's mildly bearish, right? You can look at it for the past month. You see how it was doing pretty well, then now it's in the negative territory. So you see the power of the stock terminal now, right? You see how like everything's coming together. There's not one bit of data out there that you don't have access to. You have access to it in a very Apple-like easy format. And you're starting to see why the prices are going to increase, because this is it's too cheap for lifetime access to get access to this data. People think that we're just selling courses here. No, we're not. We're selling data, and we're giving you the coursework to teach you how to use the freaking data, right? So I hope that now people are starting to realize what is the ultimate. When I say to empower retail investors against Wall Street, I mean that. I don't bullshit. I never bullshitted ever in my life, right? I came from homelessness to where I am now. Graduated top of my class in undergrad, right? I never took any shortcuts. So when I tell you I'm going to do something, I do it. I get it done, right? All right. So because I'm that guy, right? That's what I do. Okay. So now that we went ahead and talked about this, let's go ahead and look at the other graphs here, right? So then we have another graph here called number of 13 F shares. Now, interestingly, let me just, yeah, this is correct. This should be shares, right? This should be shares, because these are, okay. So what this basically tells you is that the total number of shares held by institutions that file a 13F report. So investment managers with at least $100 million. So you're listening to smart money, right? So you could see here that institutions have been, well, first let's read. A rising line means institutions are accumulating more shares. A sharp drop suggests a large sell-off. But here's the problem, though. This does look like a large sell-off here. But remember, Q4 2024 data is still being collected. So investors should wait for SEC submissions before analyzing. I'm going to keep repeating that because again, I sometimes people might not watch the whole video and they ask me the question. I'm just going to repeat it multiple times until it kind of sticks, right? There's still, you know how like you email your coworkers at work and you ask them to fill out a survey. You're going to get people that do it in the beginning. You're going to get those people that freaking do it before the survey. I don't know how they got the link. They're always number one, right? Then you're going to get people that, do the survey 5 years ago and it was like late, right? The thing is, they have a timeline where it's not going to be 5 years, right? But there's going to be a timeline within a 3-month scheme that they have to report. So I would just monitor this, and I would be kind of very scared to make a judgment based off of this, right? But if this was true the case, then if this is the case, then holy shit, then we're about to get a downtrend in Palantir, right, from the institutional perspective, because it just broke downtrend. But still, again, they're still being interpreted, right? So now let's go ahead and look at 13 shares for Humana. So you can see they broke trend right here. They broke trend right there on Q2 of 2023. Now Q2 is around, what is it? May, June. So May, June, let's say June 2023. So now let's go to Humana real quick and let's see, what does June 2023 look like? So where's May? Here's May. See that? They were $500, right? There were people that have, there are people out there like hedge funds and other people that have access to this, right? And you can see automatically what happened. It dropped. The stock dropped 17%, right? Why? Because they saw a break in trend line. But then if you go to CNBC, remember Steve West was saying, it's okay. I love Humana. Sometimes you have to exit a stock or think about it before getting back in. You know what I mean? You see these bullshit people, right? And they bullshit you, right? But the trend line has been broken, ladies and gentlemen. It is now in stage 3 to stage 4 analysis. Okay? But then unfortunately, retail investors were like, it's okay. I love you, CNBC. We buy. Stock went up 21%, but it's still in a downward channel. You could see that you could draw a line, it's downward channel. And then they continued selling off. They continued sell. And then, but you got the signal. The signal was here, right? You got the signal. And then all of a sudden, 51.26%, right? Drop. So you can see the power of this. You can see how clean the signal is, right? So that's very powerful. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go down. I hope, can you guys comment in the comment section? Let me know if you're understanding this. Let me know how you feel that you have access to this power, right? Because this is power. Knowledge is power, right? So comment. I'm watching the comments. Let me know what you think about what you're seeing. Should I just shut up? Should I just stop the video? What do you think? Right? All right. So now let's go ahead and look. This is the number of 13F change. This is the delta change, right? So a positive change means institutions bought more shares. A negative change means they reduced their shares. Again, Q4 means just kind of wait because we're still kind of collecting from institutions are still filing in. But, you could see that, could be negative, right? So there it is, James, right? I got one signal, right? Good. Right? Let me know. Again, guys, I make these lives so we can have a conversation because in the future, once I start residency, I'm not going to have time to do these lives. I'm not going to have time to make videos, right? So let's just enjoy the moments that we have, right? Because I made my promise. I said we're going to build you guys a platform of, just really cool stuff. And, I made my word, but, then I have to go live my dreams, which is in the OR, right? But if you can, just, comment, talk, what the hell, guys? What about your keyboards? All right, so let's go ahead and look at the changes here. Okay, so again, you saw this downtrend in changes, right? You saw people were selling, net sellers, and it's still right below that 5-day. And it's interestingly how these people, I shouldn't be publicly showing this because then these institutions are going to try to manipulate the data, but you can't because I'll just it's all math. You can't manipulate I will always find equations, my friends, to basically, I don't care how I don't care how smart money manipulates things. Math does not lie. math has never lied to me once in my life, right? Okay, right. Other people have. Math will never lie to you. So ultimately, you can see that they've been just net sellers. Net sellers. Make sure I get this right here. Yeah, good. All right, net sellers. Good. So now let's go down here. Okay. And then now, oh yeah, we're gonna go ahead and see. Hell yeah, no, absolutely, Mr. Nice Guy. So, yeah, oh yeah, I can't wait to show you CLOV. I'm kind of doing this so you see kind of like you see like Palantir, then you see Humanas, and then I'll show you CLOV, and then by then you'll be an expert, right? Because you've already seen two companies, right? So, all right, so let's okay. This is my favorite one. All right, I'm gonna repeat this again. This is my favorite graph. Okay, I'm gonna say this one more time. This is my favorite graph because it shows you the total value of institutional holdings. Guys, this gives you the dollar amount. This tells you how much institutionals, like it shows you how much money they have in the company. Isn't that amazing? So for Palantir, they got around like more than $50 billion. They got more than 50 billion that. So if it's increasing, it indicates growing institutional confidence, obviously decreasing, bearish, right? Guys, holla at me here, right? Q2 2023, we got a breakout, right? Above the so you got stage 1 and stage 1 is stage 2 analysis. Here was the decrease, right? They were net sellers. Then stage 2 came at Q2 of 2023. What is that? June. So let's go back. June of 2023. Where's Palantir at? Look at that jump. See that jump? Because who do you think? And then they report right in June. How do you think this is all coming? Like, who? Of course, there's going to be a jump. Institutions are buying, but the breakout has been confirmed, right? The breakout has been confirmed. So now I know you're wondering all on your heads. I wonder what Clover Health looks like. I'm about to show you soon. First, we got to read this. This is my favorite. Let's look at Humana. Here's the total invested in Humana. Womp, womp, womp. Q2, they started selling. So you could see how institutions around. So Q2 of 2023 was the year of revelations, right? They sold around 50. Again, you see these are in billions. They sold. They went from. They sold a lot of money. I mean, think about it. Wasn't this? Okay, guys, I love you. You know how much I love you guys. I love you a lot, guys. You know how much I love you, right? All right, listen, guys. Okay, wasn't Humana owned by more than 90% of institutional investors? Number one, right? So they own about 90 whatever percent of the company, right? Wasn't the company $63 billion in market cap? Remember that? It was like 63 something billion, right? And then it dropped to 51 billion. And then here right here dropped to 38 billion, and now it's near 20 billion, right? And again, Q4 you got to wait, but you could see here this doesn't make sense. This one right there about total number invested. This is kind of weird. I think this is an interesting bit of piece, but you could see the market cap of the company has drastically decreased. This one is weird, right? This one is a little weird, right? So Q4 was it Q3? Q3 is weird, which is why we have all these graphs. So they can't lie to us, right? They can't lie to us. I don't care what you do with your things. What they'll do is they'll try to mess you with you on the calls. What they'll do is they'll try to give you more calls and act like they own the stock, when in reality they don't, right? But that's why we take the ratio, the put call ratio, and if it's high, then we know that they're more bearish. Anyway, I'll discuss that later in lifetime access. But Wall Street, you can't. Again, I don't care what you do, Wall Street. Math does not lie. Okay, math does not lie. Right? They freaking hate me. I tell you, man. I bet you these people now, because now we have this platform. Now they're gonna be like, oh shit, what the hell did this guy create? Oh shit, right? This guy's showing exactly what we're doing, right? Let me see here. Okay, so there's that, right? Total invested, amazing. So you could see that we're on a downtrend, right? And I don't know if this is accurate, but holy crap, that's a lot of selling pressure for Humana. All right, you can see for Palantir, it's doing pretty well. All right, so let's go down. All right. Here's the total change. This tells you when they really stepped in. Q3 2024. Palantir, they added, this is the total invested change. They added $30 billion in just Q3 of 2024 for Palantir. And this is what is Q3? I don't know. What is that like? May, June, July. Sorry, so you say, was that July? What is that, September-ish? Right here? Yeah, right there. So this what did I say? Oh yeah, Q3, guys. Yeah, look at this. They added a lot of money here. This one, it went up to 70, $80, right? So you can see that, right? So a positive number and, increasing conviction in the stock, negative, declining institutional support. Again, here's the ownership percent. This gives you kind of how much owners in terms of the percentage of total shares outstanding owned by institutions. So the percent of total shares outstanding owned by institutions. So this gives you the overall ownership. So let's look at the total ownership for Humana. You guys are about to freak out, right? Because back in the day, they used to own 94.88%, right? And they started selling 92%, 92%, 90%, 89%. And they try to bring it up. But interestingly now, it says 66%. Now, again, hold on, wait a minute, right? Q4, they're still uploading. They're still uploading. But if this is true, then this is the biggest drop I've ever seen. They're dumping shares to retail investors, right? You're seeing it in real time, right? But again, they're still reporting this, so we'll see if it will catch up, right? But ultimately, you can see the ultimate downtrend, right? You could, you could calculate in terms of the percentage, but they've been cutting little 2%, 0.5%. I mean, they've been cutting little small cuts here. Okay, we got this one here. They got 1.8% cut. So they're cutting. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. So this is ownership percent. You can see for Palantir, it went from like 30% ownership now, to 48%. Obviously, this could have decreased. We'll see. But again, Q4, again, it's still being collected. The data is still being collected. Okay. Let's go down here. This is the percent change. So Q4, I would give it some time because, again, still being collected. Now, obviously, also with Q4, this may be the truth. I don't know, but I would need to do a little bit. Actually, I'm going to take a little screenshot here. Take a little screenshot here. And I'm kind of going to run a little analysis myself on this to remind me to do an analysis, right? Go ahead and do that here. Right. Okay. So, where do we go? Okay. So there it is. All right. So now so we talked about ownership percent. This is the number of new positions. Like did they start a new position? You could see it broke. So if it's above the red line, you got, for the first time ever, we have, more newer positions than what normally is the case. So you got a lot of new positions added for Humana. Well, first off, let's read so an increase suggests growing interest. A drop means that institutions are less interested in entering. So you can see, we're up here, but then all of a sudden now we're down. We're trying to go up a little bit, but then now we're really down. I mean, now, 2024 for Humana was really bad. And you can see how these new positions started to drop, right? They started going above. So the normal is the red line, right? And then the bottom is so you can see there's been a change in interest for Humana, which is why the stock dropped like 50 freaking percent, right? And obviously the below one is going to be new. If you haven't realized, new position change, right? This gives you the delta change, right? So if you look at that, and this kind of cleans it up a little bit, you can see the change in how many people are leaving, okay? Or gives you the change of how many people are being added. But no, the normal is in the red, so we got a lot. So we could do like an analysis and say, figure out, kind of do a scoring system, right? But that's just complicated. Just read the graph, right? So now another one is increased positions. How many people have increased positions? You can see, like, once this line crossed in 2023 for Palantir, this shows you the number of institutional investors adding to their existing positions. So this shows you, so this graph tells you, okay, I already own Humana, and I'm adding to my position, right? In this case, is I already own Palantir, I'm adding to my position, right? So a rising trend means institutions are bullish. A drop suggests they are hesitant to buy more. So now let's go ahead and do increased positions. And this does not lie. This does not lie. Math does not lie. Okay. What does that tell you? Has Humana institutional investors, have they been increasing in their positions? No. The rate of increase in positions has been dropping dramatically. Okay, it's been dropping dramatically. They have not been increasing their position because they're not interested in increasing their position. So Rob suggests they are hesitant to buy more. And obviously, the next one is the increased position change. So we can click on that to the change here, and you can see that the change has been below. It's negative, right? They're not, right. So that's good. I mean, this graph here really, this graph tells you the whole story of Humana in a nutshell. And it started to break right around Q2 and Q1 and Q2 of 2023. I mean, this is the first signal that something's wrong. They try to preserve it, try to hide it, and then they just dropped the bucket right here. They dropped it, right? You see how you can take these multiple graphs? That's why we have these graphs, because everyone tells a story. Just in case if these institutions try to gamble us and try to cheat us, they can't. Because think of it this way. Let me give you an example, okay? Pretend you're looking at a water bottle. Okay? I don't want to shop for a water bottle. I want to look at a water bottle. Let's look at Kirkland water bottle, okay? If I'm trying to watch 93 cents, get out of here. It's not worth that much. All right. Is it like a 3D view? That's fine. If I was to look at this Kirkland water bottle, what is more powerful? Looking at it from the front or looking at it from the front, back, and side to side? Because you don't know what it says in the back. I could sell you a counterfeit Kirkland bottle, and it could basically say I was made in freaking Mars. You won't know that unless you look in the back. Okay. That's why we have all these graphs, right? That's why we have all these graphs. So you look at it from the front, back, and side to side, down here and above there, and you do a little spectrometry test inside of the damn water to make sure it's damn water, right? So the point is we're giving you this data so you can see, so these institutions don't have anywhere to hide. I can expose them naked, right? As they should, right? All right. So there's that. So let's go down a little lower. These are closed positions. So this tells you how many people are closing their positions. So this is kind of weird because it's showing me that a lot of institutions are closing their positions for Palantir. What in the world? Weird. Could Palantir be selling off their shares to retail investors so they can get stuck holding the bag? Because technically Palantir is trading 2 to 3 years of free cash flow into the future. So potentially these institutional investors are selling their shares to retail investors so they can get stuck holding the bag as institutions are able to buy other stocks that are about to turn negative to positive free cash flow. And then later, 3 years from now, as a stock, maybe Palantir crashes, that maybe potentially, institutional investors can buy them back from retail investors that'll sell them at a discount. I don't know, but that's what I'm getting from this graph. And again, wait for Q4, but that's kind of weird. That's kind of weird, don't you think? Are you starting to see the power that you have in your hands? Are you starting to see the power of our stock trades? Are you starting to see what this is looking at? Are you guys getting it now? Please tell me in the chat if you guys are getting it. Because if you don't get it, then I'm not doing a good job explaining how powerful of a resource this is. You go talk to any freaking billionaire. Go talk to Bill Ackman right now. Go talk to Chamath. They'll tell you this is very powerful. Right? Go talk to, if you don't believe me, go talk to GPT. Right? Go talk to someone else. Right? They'll tell you. Okay? All right. So now let's go ahead and look at closed positions for Humana. See? And this is the red trend line. So anything above is unusual. It's unusual behavior. So Q1, there's something unusual happen in Q1. When's Q1 for Humana? When did they report Q1? I'm curious, guys. Hold on. Okay. Humana Q1 2023. Humana, Q1 2023. Here it is. First quarter. Is this it? April 2023? That's Q1? Yeah, that's Q1. So let's look at April 26, 2023. Where the hell is Humana? I like this one. There's April 26. Where's Humana? April 26. Oh my God. Right here. So you can see, man, screw Wall Street. Freaking Wall Street. I'm about to show you how criminal these people are. I'm about to show you. I might get shot, guys. Honestly, I may get shot by exposing this bull crap. This is Humana, right? I'm just going to zoom in a little more so you can see this. So they reported first quarter Q1 in April 26. Right here. The stock was $530.49, ladies and gentlemen. What does it tell you here? It tells you that we got an aberration. We got an increase in selling, but we even got an aberration there. We got a huge aberration where for some reason 143 institutions closed their positions in Palantir. They saw something. They saw something that was really crazy. And then the word got out by Q2 because they broke trend. They broke trend here in Q2. See, Q1, these people sold their positions, and by Q2, we were able to figure out that, oh my God, more has left than not. And that's when the stock fell here, right? It fell here. That's why I told you, like the water bottle analogy, I like to look at it from multiple water bottles, right? If you look at closed positions, you can see in Q1 in April, what was it? April 26, 2023, when the stock was here, our system, when the stock was $530, our system sensed, right? Our system sensed that they were selling. Hey, Big Al, where's your? Hey, you know what? Citter Chops, you reminded me. Hold on. Wait a minute, Michelle. Quick question. Can you pack me? Because I'm actually in Phoenix now. So this is actually good. Michelle, can you please pack me my hat that has the little wheel on top and the shirt? And please pack me that whole package because I finally am in Phoenix. I've been traveling and everything, so I'm finally in Phoenix. Michelle, can you please pack me that so I can wear it in Tucson? Citter Chops, you are amazing. I was about to forget it again. Holy, I haven't even received any packages that have been sent to me. I'm so sorry, guys. Oh my God. Right? Okay. So you could see our system. Holy crap. Look at that drop. 52.15%. Criminals. Right? But guess what? We have our finger on the pulse. Okay. So here it is now. Closed positions change. Here's a change over time. So again, this tells you it's aberration. A lot. Why? Right? And let's go back to closed positions. You can see they've been continuously closing positions. Right? And this is a weird one. They closed 396 positions. That's weird, isn't it? Think about that, right? Never trust a career Wall Streeter like Jim Cramer. They lie. And I'm so happy now because you think, guys, listen, you think retail investors have the power to look at 14 quarters from the SEC website that's been designed to be crappy user interface? You think with a bunch of code? Don't worry, I will take the code and I will make it simple for you so you all can make money, right? Right? It just really pisses me off, right? And this was my vision, right? And you could see we're getting to our vision. Okay? All right. So then now, let's get a little lower. These are reduced positions. So now this looks at, okay, how many of institutional investors are reducing their stake? So obviously now, we have a lot of institutions reducing their stake in Palantir. So let's go ahead now and let's look at reduced positions here. So we have a lot of people reducing their positions here. I mean, literally from now we're going back to 2022. So in 2022 we have an aberration. All right, these institutions saw something in 2022. So let's go back to 2022 and let's see where it was trading at. You see, right around here, right around 550, guys, they were seeing something, right? They were seeing something, right? And you could see the increase in positions. Slowly, we're starting to see a decrease. They've stopped decreasing their positions, right? And they still are reducing their positions, but it's slowed down because the majority of the stock is already full 50%. They're still reducing their positions, right? But it's below the normal, right? And here's obviously the change. So kind of how to read this is a rising a rising trend indicates decreasing confidence. A declining suggests institutions are holding or adding, right? So you can see how powerful this is. You got to look at it from multiple angles, right? And now we're going to go to our option market data. Yes, we analyze the options data. So you could see you could see this beautiful analysis here where you could see what broke trend for Q2 of 2023. There were more calls, right? Then you could look at total calls, right? You could look at obviously let's just kind of like read it. A rising suggests bullish expectations. A decline suggests waning optimism. Same thing here. Here's the total puts. A rise suggests bearishness because puts are bad. Puts, they think they think the stock's going to go down, right? But obviously, see how they try to confuse the data because sometimes the calls and puts are both going up, which is why you have to look at the ratio. That's for me. I don't when I look at the total calls and puts, I don't care about these. I like the ratio, right? The ratio tells me everything, right? So if the ratio is less than 1, it means they're bullish. If the ratio is above 1, it means they're bearish. So if you look at, for example, for Humana, you could see that remember, above 1 is bearish. Okay, just because it's below the red line doesn't mean they're not bearish. Here's the number 1. If it's above 1, it means it's bearish. Are these numbers all above 1? Yes. These people have been bearish on Humana since 2021 to 2022. Are you seeing the power of the advanced Al stock trade stock terminal? Are you starting to realize why this will be $5,000, $10,000, $20,000 in the future? Are you starting to see what I'm building out here? Are you starting to see this? Right? Because a low ratio of less than 1 means bullish. Right now they're not. And look, it just shot up to 1.9. We're at 2x with the 1 scale analog of a high ratio. Holy shit, right? Holy shit. Okay. So now let's exit and let's go ahead and let's do our CLOV stock. Okay. So now we went with this. So obviously you could do your support lines, you could do your Fibonacci's, you can run your Monte Carlos, you can get your bull case, bear case, you can look at the table analysis here. You could go ahead and do your, you could reset it all, you could do your advanced technical analysis. You could see everything's on an uptrend. But if you go ahead and, for example, look at Humana, you do your advanced technical analysis, you can go ahead and basically see that we got 1 bullish point and 4 bearish points here. So you can see a lot of them are on downtrends. You can see how powerful is how we look at the options data, the stock price data, and now the institutional data. So now let's go ahead and obviously the analyst price targets, which is right around $6, right? Right? So now let's go ahead and do institutional ownership. So now let's go ahead and let me drink some coffee and let me read the comment section and we'll go ahead and read these together. Okay. This is for Clover Health now. It's no longer for Humana. Okay. Let me drink some coffee. Good. All right. So now that people have seen this and what we offer, for individuals that are considering joining our platform, send us an email and then I'll be able to revive to you that flash discount. That I will do for you, okay? It's al@alstocktrades.com. Because I understand, I get it. There's a lot of people that BS on, YouTube and Wall Street, you could see here you have access to this right now. You could search any stock you want right now, right? So I'll do that for the community. I had one person email me, and I feel like it's not let people know that there's an option, right? We'll be increasing prices because again, this is very expensive, right? And also, I'm not even charging my time into creating this, right? Because it's very expensive, guys. Okay. All right. So, because I'm very passionate about this. Why would I be charging, right? I'm passionate about this. Okay. So here's the investor holdings for Clover. Okay. So you could see that we've been on a downtrend, right? Investor holdings has shrunken. Most recently, we've broken uptrend, right? And then these are still being reported, so potentially could be an uptrend, right? Let's look at the number of 13F shares. How many shares the institutions hold? They were selling. They were dropping a lot. I mean, look at everything they've been dropping. They're idiots. They were selling shares, and we were buying them, right? And then now they're coming in. They're buying. Here's 82, 84 million, right? So they're about to break trend there. But again, they're trying to hide. They're trying to hide something, and I'm about to share with you. The change, you can see we're approaching a period where we're going above the red line. Here's my favorite one. This tells you all you need to know. Here's the total invested for Clover. Okay. Now I'm going to backtrack and I'm going to go to total invested for Palantir. Okay. Let me go to where's total. Here's total invested. So remember when Palantir, when we got a positive stage 1 analysis result, meaning when the blue line is above the red line in Q2, that signaled that, holy crap, institutions are actually adding. We broke trend. Okay. So you go to Palantir real quick, back on Q2 of 2023, you can see the broke trend here. And since that day, it's up. The price literally went from, we broke trend June 2023. Hold on. I'm sorry. Here it is. Forgive me. Or here it is. Yeah. So since it broke trend, the stock was up by $105, 772%. So you can see as soon as it broke trend, the trend continued. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very proud to announce to you that Clover Health just broke trend. And then it just broke trend the first time. This is the second time it broke trend, right? Which means that right now institutions have on average $255 million invested into Clover Health. See how beautiful this is? It tells you how much money they have invested, right? See how beautiful this is? That's why I was banging the table, because I was seeing this slowly become. This is okay. You could do an integration. Integration takes the area under curve from this line to this line. You can see the differences in the average started to decrease. You see how the averages start to decrease? So you can see that we're slowly approaching some form of median. And then you see how beautiful this is? And then because obviously, right? And then now we broke it, right? So now we're in the bullish positive territory. So now we're going to expect the stock to go to 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus 15, 20, right? So you start to see that, right? You see this beautiful U-shaped recovery, right? All right. And this obviously is the total invested change. You could see the total invested in terms of how it used to be very negative, right? They were actually pulling out, and then now they stabilized, and now we're above the line, right? As you can see that we were able to sense that all the way from 2021 to 2022, 2023 was the time to accumulate. It was the accumulation phase, which is why if you go to our quant terminal, our quant flow terminal, let's just show the quant flow terminal so you can see how all these are stacked upon each other. You start to see here that the quant terminal was actually showing institutions starting to buy, right? Where essentially you see basically institutions start coming on here, you start to see it basically here in the green, right? So you can see the power of all these. There's a reason why all these are created, because they all help you and they all basically come together and connect the whole dots together, right? And then also you go ahead and put sentiment, look at for CLOV. CLOV sentiment is going through the roof. Look at that. It's huge, right? You run your machine analysis for it said bearish for Humana. It says bullish for Clover. Okay. Now let's go ahead and say ownership percent. So the ownership used to be high. We're talking 26% sometimes and 30%. Now, what my system is saying is 17.34. Big conservative. I don't, there are some institutions I don't look at. Like institutions that are like small, like buzz off, right? Like, but so I'm a little bit more, I would say mine undervalues it, which is good. Again, you guys know me. I like to be conservative, right? So you could see we're about to break out of the normal trend where we're going to have high ownership than we've ever had before. Here's the trend you can do. Here are the number of new positions. You can see new positions now have changed. You can see a huge net. You're going to soon start seeing a change where new positions will be added. Here's the new positions change. Here's increased positions. People that already have positions are increasing. Here's the number of closed positions. So closed positions mean that they're leaving. So you have a high exit here. But again, this could also mean that potentially we have institutions that bought at 60 cents or something that are selling their gains. But regardless, the big one that matters is total number of invested. The total number invested gives you, because what happens if a smaller institution that, let's say, has $10 million sold out, but then an institution that has, $10 billion bought, this gives you the amount of money total in Clover. That's why I love this one. This one gives you the amount of money total in Clover. Okay. Here's there's closed positions. There's reduced positions. So this also gives you a good data point. So you could see, back in 2022, a lot of institutions were closing down they were reducing their positions. They were cutting because they weren't confident. Now, since 2023 of Q2, the reducing position started to drop. It started to drop below the average, meaning that something materially has changed. Less institutions are actually reducing their positions. So you can basically see how crazy this is, right? And there it is. You're starting to look at the stock price and starting to associate it with that. Again, it's good, right? It's good, right? Here's total calls and puts. Again, like I told you, I like to look at the put call ratio. So again, above 1 means. So let's go back. So because sometimes ratios kind of screw people up. I get it, right? Blame the country that taught you math, right? We need to be better. Okay. So a low ratio, less than 1, means bullish sentiment. Okay. So less than 1 means bullish. Okay. Less than 1 means bullish. So guys, are we less than 1? Guys, of course we are. We're bullish as hell. Remember, above 1 means bearish. Guys, Humana was at 2. Guys, we're right now we're at 0.5. Number 1 means bullish. Sorry, below 1 means bullish. Guys, we're below 1 by 0.5. You understand? You see how you can basically tell a story from this? And this is not just the only story. Then you go in and do an intrinsic value calculation. Then you do your technical analysis research and you start formulating. And this is when you go on YouTube, you type in AMC due diligence, they're going to tell you some bullshit, some Fugazi type of due diligence that is Ortex with a bunch of like freaking snake oil, right? This is when someone tells you stock market due diligence, this is true due diligence in its highest and most essence form. I get it. We may not have a lot of subscribers here. Okay. I get it. But I will tell you, you're starting to see that this is maybe sounds a little different. Maybe this guy, I don't know. It's just a little different. Right. And soon in the next 5-10 years, when the stock price is $50 plus, then people are going to realize, right? By the way, speaking of subscribers and whatnot, shout out to we have 213 people watching. YouTube is sleeping today. 56. We have 157 people watching on X. Holy crap! This could be an indicator. I have been seeing X increase every day, and I find this interesting, ladies and gentlemen. I really do. But I think because X is a little bit more active in stocks, right? A lot of you don't know who's watching this right now. It could be a hedge fund watching this. Who knows? It could be Bill Ackman watching. You never know. You never know, right? But I'm telling you this is interesting. You are starting to see it. Maybe you can do an analysis and graph on that data, right? And then do a graph, and I'm sure you're able to spot a difference. I'm telling you, interest is slowly changing. Okay. All right. So there's that. Let me go ahead and exit this so we can go ahead and do that. And then let me go ahead and here. This is great educational video. Al was looking at the new chart earlier and was confused. Makes sense now. Can't wait to start running with the bulls. Exactly, James. So this is why I wanted to make the video, because it's just hard to understand. But now that I broke it down with, very slowly, and you have the document I uploaded, read this document. You may have to reference this a couple of times before you kind of get it. Think of this as like a, again, put over call. Here's the numerator, here's the denominator, right? So if it's a high number, then there's more puts than there are calls. If it's a low number, there are more calls than there are puts. And that's what's happening with Clover. There are more calls now than there are puts because people are incredibly bullish for Clover. Okay? So there it is, guys. There it is. We could go ahead and do it. We could go ahead and do a price target and all this other stuff, but I've done this many times. Let's just kind of focus on institutions for today, so I can basically link this video for folks that are in our lifetime access, so they can see how to read this information. Okay, but there it is, guys. I love all of you. We worked hard to build this beautiful platform. You can see how freaking sexy it is. Like look at this. Look how beautiful this is. Like holy crap, you know what I mean? Doesn't that look good? There's a couple things I need to change, like that little thing right there, but in my OCD, I'm saying I got a couple things that I got to change, but holy shit, this is easy change. It's not bad. I can fix that. But there it is, guys. Here it is. We're looking pretty good. Oh, you want to see AMC? I'm actually curious. Oh, I put a wrong stock in. Yeah, it's like error. It's like what? Like what stock did you put in? Actually, give me a moment for a sec. Let me see something. One momento. Let that run, and then let me go ahead and do AMC real quick. And now let me go institutional ownership. I'm curious to see what institutional ownership. Oh man, total invested for AMC, dude. Institutions were like, we're selling. Possible. That's fine. Let's go ahead and remove that. But look, guys, look at AMC. Look at AMC's institutions. Here's 6 billion, 5 billion, 4 billion, 3 billion. Dude, they were selling off AMC hard in 2021, 2022. They were literally selling off. Dude, you know how man, this sucks. Okay, listen, guys. You remember, I should make this video, the truth about AMC, right? The truth, right? So as these, Trays and all these people are making videos about AMC going to the moon, right? Institutions were selling their shares. I mean, here, let's look deeper. Let's look deeper. Here's the total invested, right? But let's look at number of closed positions, reduced positions, closed positions. See, that's what I'm saying. The really, here's the put call ratio. They were shorting the crap out of the stock here. You can look at the short here. So Q2 of 2023 was the peak, and now they've stopped shorting. They stopped shorting. So you know how it's funny? They're shorting the stock. No, they're actually bullish now. Am I reading this correctly? So now, holy shit. So what they're saying is people are bullish. Institutions are bullish now on AMC. So here back in Q2 of 2023, what was the price of AMC? They were shorting the god out of the stock. I've never seen a put call. That's 3. Humana's 2. This is 3. Holy shit. Okay. So wait, I know this was Humana video, but I'm just curious, guy. I mean, aren't you curious too? 2023. Yeah. So let's look at June 2023. Yeah, let's do that. Holy shit. Actually, let me get the right data. Let me see. Q2 2023 AMC. I want to know the date. Okay, I'm sorry. August. August 8th. August 8th. Let's look at AMC August 8th. AMC 2023 August. Where's the August? Holy shit. Holy shit, guys. I'm telling you guys, they were shorting the god out of the stock. And look what happened right after they shorted the stock. You see that? Guys, are you watching this? Look at that big drop. It went from $46 down to $8. They went ahead and it dropped another 81%, guys. Holy shit. You see that big spike, and then right after that, they said, okay, we're getting bullish. Holy freaking shit. Do you guys see that? Because you see the put call ratio. Remember I told you numbers above one equals bullish. Below one is numbers above one are bearish. Below one are bullish. So now let's look at, I'm curious. Total invested. So are we breaking trend here? So we're still under the trend here. We got about yeah, I mean, you got some increases here, but it's tough what to do on the. Let's look at increased positions. So they're slowly increasing their positions, new positions, closed positions. They are closing positions. I don't know. It needs more time. Holy shit! Did you guys see that? Look at that big short. Damn, dude, and then it like fell. Dude, that's criminal, dude. That is criminal. They got wrecked. 92%. They got wrecked. Let's see here. AMC's trash. Adam Aaron will dilute. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we talked about dilute. Lou was right about AMC and C. Yeah. Lou was wrong about CLOV also, but look at little. No, of course. Remember, you were pumping it. Well, here's the thing. The reason why I was talking about AMC was because of their investments and the gold, and potentially there could be a candidate of a short. Here's what happened. Institutions were dumping, and I'm going to be honest with you. Retail investors, a lot of them were actually they were selling. And then unfortunately other folks that were buyers of them were just buying them at a lower way. I mean, that's literally, I think what ended up happening is they shorted the stock, and then institutions were basically selling them. But in the beginning of the video, I said this is a trash company, it'll dilute. So there it is, right? August was the court decision. Yeah, but I wouldn't I wouldn't call I wouldn't call what I was saying pumping, because if you go back, actually let's go back. Let me go back here. Because I got a lot of hate talking about AMC. I got really bad hate. Yeah, here it is. Look at this. Here's the videos. You could see AMC. Look at this. AMC. I mean, I was very clear. It's trash. AMC's trash. Buyer beware. AMC, you're getting screwed over. AMC insider selling. AMC, you're being lied to. I mean, I tried, and I got like 5,000 views on these, and I mean, you have been warned. In fact, this was an old video, wasn't it? How about this one? When was this one? Oh my God, that was a long time ago. And I was talking about how they're going to get diluted. And you know what the comments were saying? Oh yeah, finally someone tells the truth. But look at this. Do shareholders have you forgot the smartest investment group in the world is long on AMC. What I say? Man, I got to comment. I got to comment back to these people. I mean, I was telling them this was trash. And when was this? This was March 13, 2022. So this was, I mean, I don't know. You got to look at my YouTube transcript history, right? I think you misconfused it, because I was talking about it with Lou. I was making fun of him. Rest in peace, right? Again, we were talking. We were friends, right? We were friends. But March 13, 2022. So I mean, let's look at March 13, 2022. So March 13, 2022, right around. Wait, where's March? Here it is. Yeah, AMC was 69 bucks. It was like diluted. It wasn't like 69 bucks at the time, but since then it's down 94%. It's really sad, man. It's really sad. And that's and you know, I was making the video back in, I mean, you see all these videos I made. Where to go? March 13, 2022, but you can see all these videos. Trash. AMC, you're getting screwed over. AMC insider selling, garbage stock with a fire of garbage. AMC urgent message. AMC no hype, pure analysis. I mean, I was telling people, AMC holders. I mean, guys, AMC is a bad. I don't know. I don't know. I I don't know what you're saying when you're saying I was pumping. I don't pump. AMC part 2, AMC equals trash. AMC, I mean, guys, I was going crazy over AMC, dude. I was like, AMC's garbage. Yeah, I don't know about that, dude. All right, but here, okay, so March 2022. Remember that date, March 2022. So let's look at total invested. Yeah, they were selling. That's what I was looking at, probably. That's why I was like, this is trash. Institutions were literally selling the load off of retail, and retail bought billions of dollars worth of AMC stock. And it's funny because if you were to go to AMC stock right now, I'm sure there's people. This guy posted a video 4 hours ago. He posted a video for AMC GameStop, 40,000 a share, Citadel alert. Wow, man, these are funny. Let's see this. We're close to, oh my God, are you serious? This was 5 days ago. We're close to an AMC squeeze. AMC stock short squeeze update. God, I would love to see the comments on that. AMC squeeze has begun. Are you okay? Anyway, I don't want to like $11 trillion. Dude, that's like half of the United States. What the hell? Guys, this is crazy. They love that picture of AMC in the background. It's a nice picture of AMC. Short starting the cover. Guy, they have no idea what they're talking about. These people have so many subs too. Wow. It's crazy, man. Crazy. It's really crazy. Anywho, so the point is the reason why I talk about AMC is because it shows you how powerful this is. I mean, this really tells you what institutions are doing, right? So you can see how expensive this data is, right? So anyway, there it is, guys. I love all of you because it really conglomerates everything, you know, it really, really does. So love all you guys. I hope this was pretty good. I'll definitely take a look at it. It sounds it's a nice title. I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds like a best-selling title right there. But yeah, guys, I'm happy that you guys are starting to see what we're doing, and yeah, this is it. This is it, guys. You know, you guys are seeing the power of the Al Stock Trades platform. Have a wonderful day. I'm gonna go to the gym. I love you all, and have a good night. There it is.